Big people bench more. Now the answer is, why do big people bench more? This is a video that I had set up to answer for myself for a while now, and I know simply the answer. This video won't be super long because I just moved into college. We got the new setup going on, but I figured I had to make this video just because I'm sure people are wondering. So let's jump right into it. So, why do big people bench more? It's very rare that you go to a powerlifting meet or any real lifting gym and you see someone that's lighter, 150 pounds, benching more than somebody that weighs over 200 pounds, right? And the math for that can't just be, well, that person's stronger. It's not as just simple as that, because anybody would say a person that weighs 150 pounds benching 300 pounds is way more impressive than somebody that weighs 220 pounds benching 300 pounds. So it's really not that cut and dry. But what it comes down to is mass does move mass to an extent. Now, people used to leave these comments all over my posts. They used to just spam mass moves mass, mass moves mass, whatever. But if you really look at a person's body, somebody who weighs 220 pounds is normally going to have more muscle mass than somebody who weighs 160. So it's not saying that their muscle mass is better, or making them actually stronger, but they just naturally will have more. Now, how do you really break this down in this telling, like when somebody's bench is more or less just impressive? And so what I would recommend for this is, if you want to look at the DOTS calculator online, this is a super easy way to break down just competitiveness on the bench press throughout weight classes. And there's so many people that will argue against DOTS in the higher level, but I'm saying for two gym bros, if you and your gym bro want to compare your bench press, I would say that's the number one way. You just hop on the DOTS calculator. It's really not difficult to use, and you can just type in your body weight, the lift, their body weight, the lift, and you'll get the answer. But now that's really not answering the question of why do bigger people move more weight. Well, it's simple. Normally, if you go and you bench on an empty stomach, and then you go and you bench on a full stomach after eating a bunch of food, you're normally going to feel better after you eating that full stomach. You ate all that food. And that may just be because you got more energy. The food's giving you more energy. It's simple, right? But you're able to get a bigger brace out of that belt. Even if you don't wear a belt, it helps you just stick your chest out more. Just small things like that. And now when it comes to a smaller person moving the barbell, they have to take the barbell down a lot further than most bigger guys, because they don't have a chest that's going to absorb the bar, or just absorb it as the bar comes down. A lot of bigger guys, like really big guys, super heavyweight size, are able to take this bar down and get a rapid explosion of power as they just let this thing go, and they can just spring it right up. They're basically, like, I saw a good representation of this, or just good explanation of this, using a slingshot, but they're just using it with their muscles and their body mass, pretty much. Where a smaller person, it's much harder. Even somebody like 220 pounds compared to 300 pounds, it'll be way harder for that person to use a slingshot of their body. You know what I'm saying? So when you actually look at muscle mass, obviously somebody who's an elite powerlifter weighing 308 pounds is going to have more muscle mass than somebody that's an elite powerlifter weighing 150 pounds. And the simple reason for that is just maybe body structure, how much fat that they have on their body too, and then body fat percentage, right? So all these come to play when it comes to just benching. And a lot of people will tell you that if they gained weight, they instantly saw their bench go up. They normally see their squat go up, but their deadlift normally stays about the same, because deadlift for most people is more of a leverage movement. Squat, you do get a little bit of a bounce, getting some weight on you to drive it back up. But on bench, it's the only movement where you're not standing on your feet, if you see what I'm saying. So everything that's in this section right here, just your upper section, will help you move more weight. So that's just like the simple answer on why people that weigh more are able to bench more. It's never really that way on deadlift. If anything, normally people who weigh more on deadlift less. People who weigh less on deadlift a little bit more, right? So like these guys, number one deadlifters in the world right now, probably around 275 pounds, like Jamal Browner, Dan Grigsby, just guys in that nature, they're around 275 pounds, right? They're not 308, they're not 308 plus, they're not 500 pounds, right? They're lighter. And a lot of times it just comes into play of what leverages can you use best for deadlift. And then on bench, the best leverage for a bench is to just be bigger, have a bigger chest, have a bigger stomach, have bigger arms, everything. And the more you eat for a bench, the more your bench will go up. Seriously, if you just want to grow your bench, just eat. Just eat. And the reason I say this is, just don't eat just crap, but build more muscle mass. Because just looking at history, people with more muscle mass bench more weight. So eat the foods that are going to help you build that muscle mass. It's pretty simple. Just personal experience for me. When I jumped from about 210 pounds body weight, I was probably around like 215. I jumped to 245 like super fast, like 2-3 months. And when I did this jump, I noticed my bench just blew up. My bench was just going up 20 pounds, 20 pounds, 20 pounds. And more when I was at the top side of that weight. Normally your bench won't just go instantly. But once you hit like that top peak bulk weight or whatever, and you start maintaining it, you start really filling into that body, then that's when your lifts are gonna come along with it. And bench is normally the only one, or the first one that comes along with it and makes that rapid progress that you just wanna see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not directly telling anybody, oh, you have to weigh more to bench more, but it is a real thing that when you weigh more, you have more muscle mass, which will move more weight. It's a simple equation, just as simple as that. Now, but for smaller people, just they'll never weigh 300 pounds. If you weigh 160 pounds right now, you're never going to weigh 300 pounds. But if you do go from 160 to 190 or like 180 to 200, something bigger like that, you will notice a huge growth in bench. And that could just be from, if you're a soft touch type of guy, which means you bring the bar like right here, you don't let it like sink in, you don't really let it do this, you just keep it right here. If you're a soft touch type of guy, adding 10 to 20 pounds, even 30 pounds on your frame is going to allow you to just get a bigger chest, just push up more, and you'll actually lose range of motion in that sense. But on a lift like deadlift, you may actually gain range of motion, where that's why it's important for lifters to just not just bulk, but to understand what you're doing, to know what you're doing. Don't just bulk, don't just go crazy on the bulk, but understand what you're doing. If you want to gain weight on just a bench press, frick the other lifts, gain the weight, you know what I'm saying? That will make your bench press go up. A lot of plateaus can be broken with weight gain, mass gainer shakes. You could even gain 5 pounds, you'll probably break that plateau. And if that's really all you needed to get the ball rolling, then that's all you needed. But just understand that you won't instantly, all your lifts won't just instantly skyrocket. Deadlift is the #1 key component of that. And so I just feel like I had to get on here just to talk about, why do big people bench more? Well, it's simple. The muscle mass weighs more, but you don't always want to just weigh more. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully I got those 2 points across to you guys in this video. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. I got some longer videos coming up soon once I get out this dorm. Well, I'm still in this dorm, but once I get set up more. So yeah, Blake went, signing out. Peace.